It feels like every drive is perfect today.
Nothing to.
Find these American.
Let's see how this goes. Nothing is ever easy in the Earl world. Oh, okay. I don't know why. The iMac, I mean, I have good internet tonight. I'm just going off of my my cell phone's hotspot. So if this craps out again, I will just wait till my phone is recharged. And we'll just have to do it like that. Nothing is easy in the Earl world. But you guys are soldiers. And I appreciate your guys sticking with all the technical glitches, making this the little stream that could. I kind of like my iMac streams. It just, I don't know. I like the way the presentation, you could see all of the Earl sign. And I certainly paid enough money for this fucking sign. So, voila. Spread the word. Pretty please. I'll be at the Comedy Store tomorrow night, 12:15. We are back to the two shows. What up, Bumba? I don't want his chop. I want his life. So happy Friday night to everybody. It's good to see everyone. We've had some technical difficulties to start the stream, but that's okay. You know me. I never give up. I'm a streaming soldier. Yeah, I don't know why, I'm not very technologically savvy. So, I take what I can and give what I take. So, I would think that my Wi-Fi would be pretty good, given the fact that I'm going off my cell phone's 5G hotspot. I mean, 5G is about as good as I can get. Akron, I played a game off camera. What up, Zoom? I played a game off camera just now because my phone was dying, or I would have streamed it. I won the MAC conference title, beating, I forget who I played. I forget who I played. I was down 14 points in the fourth period, and I won the game 35-34 on the last play of the game. And I say, welcome to the show. So I will stream the bowl game I am in against Florida State, though. That's a tough game because they are ranked number, I think, 18. So I don't know. I fell off the rocker. I fell off the tree. I'm insane. No, I didn't restart my phone. My phone is dead. So I restarted my iMac stream. which every now and then I like to do my IMAX stream. I know it doesn't do quite as well because of the, I guess, the horizontal feed, but I just like the presentation. Feels more like a show. You can see my Dodger hat. You can see the Chandler doll. You can see, the painting of Barry Jelly and stuff. When is the next Slop Quest appearance for the Daddy Man? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't really do anyone's podcast anymore because I don't know. It just seems like it doesn't really do much for me. We do have the Kip Smith Zoom and Jess Jenna in the house. Yeah, William, I did have that setting on correctly, so I'm probably due for a new phone. I think I'm on the iPhone 14 or 13, and what are they up to now? 16? Sup, TB? So it might be my phone slowly starting to break down. I mean, I hope not, but I'm probably due um, for a new one, which I can imagine is quite technologically advanced. Um, yeah, I mean, I've looked at that setting you told me to go to, and it was off. So I'm not quite sure what happened. I mean, I can barely turn on the stream myself. What up, TB in the house? We got some old. This is for the old school Earlverse stream fans. We're a small but mighty group, and I'm sure you have many streaming options tonight, but you've chosen this one, and that's not lost on me. Um, I like no, I mean, I love those guys, and getting back to when I will go back there. But I don't think a lot of people realize I live in West Hollywood. They film in Burbank, and they usually film in the afternoon, like 2 or 3. So for me to get to Burbank at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it's an hour drive. Maybe not quite so much an hour drive back, but that's 2 hours in the car plus the hour I'm there. That's 3 hours, and it's really not beneficial to me. Like, I'm not getting paid, which I don't expect to get paid for that. But it'd be one thing if I was picking up 50 to 100 followers. Okay, cool. But I've stopped doing stuff like that. And I love those guys, but I'd rather stream at home. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't really look to see who's alive or who's live, who's alive or not. Bates, you're losing the audience, man. You got to come up with some new shtick, to be honest with you. Um, so I'm happier doing this stream in my house for an hour, maybe make a few bucks, or at least get a few new subscribers. Um, so that's the Angels. Did they make any moves at the deadline? So yeah, I would, Bates. I would. You don't think I want to know how to break the stream? We've got 10 people in here. You don't think I'd like to see at least 100 people? Super chats galore. But apparently people would rather listen to Karmic X getting laid. I can't do that. I can't. I'd rather have 10 people in here, to be honest with you. So play. No, I'm not doing that. If I got to result to gimmicks like that, I'll just keep the 10 people I have in here, and we'll have a nice gay old time. But I appreciate you. I always take input from anyone who thinks they can make the stream better. Personally, I don't know if that's going to make the stream better, but I appreciate it. Dodgers always make moves. So the Angels did nothing, more or less. I mean, Angels are in a tough spot. They lost Otani for free. I mean, if they would have traded him to the Dodgers, um, they would have gotten probably 2 to 4 prime prospects, but they lost him for nothing. And now they just got to do what they got to do, and maybe eke in to the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, Trout is in purgatory playing with the Angels, and it's got to kind of bother him that oh, you don't like this version of Live Illuminati? I like it. But not everyone likes everything I do. So it's cool though. I mean, I like the background. I wish I could, it just for me it's like funner to look at. You guys can see the Earl sign and whatnot, but there's definitely fewer people in here. That's a fact, Jack. But what am I gonna do? It is what it is. But I do appreciate you guys sticking around. Yes, I am a man of the people. Yeah, Bates, you've been smoking the funny stuff, I think, my man. But, I hope you're having a good Friday night. But I think you've been nipping. That would be funny if I got a Lois sign. So one day I will have my streaming shit figured out. Today will not be that day, unfortunately. But, just the warm-up act for Melton's 5 or 6 hour stream on Chad Zummock and Karmic X and Ashley Cummings. Those are topics that we don't field in here. I'm sorry. Lois and the Rat font would look pretty cool. At 496 actually, but well worth it because the Rat font is kind of a tough one to have. So they had to basically shave regular lettering. So, to be honest with you, 496 was about the right price. I can't complain about their work. And they did it in like 3 days. So I very much appreciate the fine folks at Radical with a K Neon. I have seen bits and pieces of Psycho, but I've never actually seen the whole thing straight through. Bates, I'm going to have to put you in timeout. Moderators, you know what to do. 24 hours, timeout for Bates. I can't take it anymore. Like, you got to at least be funny in here or somewhat normal, because the problem is when you have one lunatic out of 8 people, it really stands out more. Now, I think that, if there was hundreds of people in here, yeah, you're right. Don't time them out. You ain't lying, Zoom. Bates, you've been saved by the Zoom. But just be normal, man. Just talk like a normal person. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But I do like how we have normal people in here. The regular streamers. No word so far from Gutfeld. My pack sent to him personally last night. So I will keep you guys informed of what happens, if anything. And that would probably get the numbers up in the stream. And then who knows? Maybe Jimmy Fallon is the next target. I mean, I just saw a comic on there who is not nearly as accomplished as me. Now he's a lot younger than me, but it's like, okay, if they're getting on Jimmy Fallon, then I should be getting on Jimmy Fallon too. No offense to this person, but hey, hit the like button, man, please. And then tomorrow night, I'll probably stream tomorrow night at some point, before the Comedy Store. I usually have the good adrenaline flowing so I can entertain you guys right before the stream ends and I go off to 8433 Sunset and perform on the number one stage in the world. I mean, I don't think I would pretend to be a righty, but I would just try and be funny. I mean, I've got to be the only Gutfeld cast member to wear leather pants. Now they're kind of restrictive on what shirts you can wear in terms of logos and whatnot, but I'm going to assume they would let me wear a Rat shirt. It's not like Rat is going to sue them for the promotion. So we'll see. Otherwise, I'll wear a black shirt and well, yeah, but I'm trying to stand out in every way I can, and I would be the first guest in the history of Gutfeld to wear leather pants. So we'll see what happens, For me, it's also about the presentation. And I will make fun of Gavin Newsom right off the top. Gutfeld is a show on Fox Bates that is a panel show. If you've ever seen like Chelsea lately, if you remember that show, it is, topical events, mainly politically based, which is really my style of humor. And I think, I'm not exactly sure how old Gutfeld is, but what food could you do in an eating contest? I don't have a big stomach, so yeah, the 7-story homeless tent will be told on Fox. That's a fact, Jack. Oh, I see. I've never watched the show, really, to be honest with you. So yeah, I mean, I will wear a metal shirt, whatever it takes to get in with Gutfeld. Because, okay, well, I'm 56, so, we're around the same generation of, music and TV shows. So I think we would get along if I could just get to them. So now I know Rob Schneider made a call on my behalf today. So, I mean, usually you can always do something more. There's nothing more I can do. The submission was made through a top manager and a top agency. Schneider's a frequent guest on the show. So I can feel very comfortable. Maybe I'll wear a Motorhead shirt. He probably likes Motorhead better than Rat because, Motorhead was going to, they're kind of like punk metal. Their attitude, their look. I mean, the original Motorhead, those three guys. And, when they went to a 4-piece unit, they looked like they didn't shower for weeks. So, a Dead Kennedy shirt, that would be pretty funny. I mean, that might cause a reaction for sure. Because then people would be like, wait a minute, isn't he related to the Kennedys? And he's wearing a Dead Kennedy shirt? I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, whatever gets me on the show and gets me noticed. I don't know where at this point you would Stanhope best dressed. I don't know about that. Okay, well, I mean, we have to like the same music. So, maybe the Rat shirt is the best choice, or Motorhead. Everyone likes Motorhead. Like, at least they like the T-shirt. And I'm sure, it would open up, the leather pants might open up a conversation of people making fun of me, and then I can get into my roast style humor. I mean, Bates, you got to pay attention, man. Everyone does like Motorhead, which is why you should wear the Rat shirt. Yeah, but Rat is pretty big band. Like if you like that kind of metal, might be a what's up. You like Rat. Um, but Motorhead's the logo is more iconic. I mean, I like, and I'd stuff my pants with the hog, just whatever it takes. I'd put a sock down there. Yeah, Rat is underrated in terms of. I mean, they should have been bigger, to be honest with you. But I think they got a little lazy, maybe on stage. And what do you remember about Ronald Reagan being the? I wasn't born yet, bro. Earl, were you on 90210? I was not, Bates. I was not on Beverly Hills 90210. I was last TV show I was on. I'm dying up here. And I never have listened to Hawkwind. I mean, my favorite Motorhead songs, I like, obviously Ace of Spades. I like Kill by Death. Born to Raise Hell is probably my favorite Motorhead song. And that's about it, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got some sideburns a little bit. I mean, Motorhead, I hate to say this, but they're kind of like, all their songs sound the same to me. Never got into Overkill, but I think Gutfeld would like the metal aspects of it. I mean, the goal getting on there once would be to be asked back. And I just know we would get along. I could tell we would get along. And that would lead to other things. I mean, it would definitely raise my profile in comedy and probably open it up for me playing New York more. Earth sucks. No all caps in here. Earth sucks. No all caps. Okay, I was 4 years old then. What's your favorite Rat album? The first one, really the EP. I mean, I thought Rat, of all those bands, Poison, Quiet Riot, Motley Crue, had the best catalog of songs. I mean, yeah, Sherrod Small can be on. I mean, come on. Would you rather be on Rogan or Go? I mean, Rogan, just because Rogan just reaches a bigger audience, I mean, I'm going to assume when I get on Gutfeld, when I come back 2 days later, I might have 1,000 new followers on Instagram. Now that's a lot, when you only have 12,000 followers and you pick up 1,000, that's a big jump. Rogan, and I know the interview would be good on Rogan. I just know it. Because I'd stand up to him a little bit, and I think he would like that. And I think, you do a good interview on Rogan, you get 20,000 followers the next day, if it's good. I'm not sure. I'll get back to you on that. Bumba. Oh yeah, if it's good, and I'm a great interview, and that's not to talk about myself in some grandiose way, but I'm a good interview because I can talk a lot, but I know when to be quiet, and I have great stories that most other comics don't, because of the background I grew up in was not the typical background of a stand-up comic. And you've got the Kennedy connection, so that leans into Rogan's political conversations. I'm sure he'd get in. I'm sure someone would text him, go, "Hey, ask him about Jeff Ross. He'll lose his mind." So here's a piece of trivia for your Earl to talk to Stephen Piercy about. Rat is not in the metal archives. I'm not sure what archives you're talking about. Yeah, the Ritz Cracker story. Maybe, probably not, but you know what? That's okay. I can live with that. If Brian Callen is the reason I'm not on Rogan, I'm good on that. I got a fucking soul, man. But I don't think Joe would care what Callen would say. Now I could see someone saying, "Hey, have Earl on," and then have Callen walk in the room during the interview, and I would walk out. And that would be a very well talked about interview. I mean, how many guests have walked out on Rogan? Nobody. I'd be the first one, and it would be buzzworthy. And I would make Callen look like an idiot. So, oh yeah, I mean that's like was the fucking funniest thing. And what William is talking about is one time Jeff was on Rogan, and he said the greatest entrance he'd ever seen on Roast Battle was mine, and you could literally see Jeff kind of squirming, and Jeff knows he can't really say anything bad about me to Rogan because Rogan's already established he's a fan, not of my comedy per se, but at least of my roast battle stuff. And so Jeff got out of it going, oh yeah, man, there's lots of cool entrances. Not like mine, fat man. So can you sing You Got It? You got it. If you want it. You're not taking a chance with me. I don't know the words, to be honest with you. Uh, yeah, I mean, me and Red Band always get along. Go on Stern and walk out. When Joe mentioned you just bought. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like here, so I forgot what they were talking about originally. I think it was Roast Battle, and then Jeff said, or Joe said my name, and Jeff literally is like going like, and it was just so funny to watch Jeff be uncomfortable knowing, and you could see in his eyes if you go back and watch that clip. Not that anyone would want to do that. That Jeff knows he can't say anything bad about me to Joe. So not that I'm friends with Joe, but I'm cool with Joe, and so he kind of just wormed his way out of it. No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, William. I don't think Joe cares that much, about me getting fucked over on a show. I think Joe would ask me that if I was in the room, because I know like Ari or Red Band or Hinchcliffe probably would say, hey, bring up Jeff to Earl. So, you know, um, what's your beef with Callan? I believe he did something he shouldn't have done to a friend of mine. I can't really say on a stream, but I just don't like him. Man, he's been creepy with every girlfriend I've ever had. If you guys remember that picture I put up, it was a cartoon animated picture of me, Callan, and my girlfriend at the time. And he was being very creepy with her, like literally in front of me. And I'm going, what the fuck are you doing? And he was, oh man, I didn't know she was with you. Well, you knew she was with someone, Jack. So, oh, maybe, William, you might be right on that. So, um, I mean, I can't believe I haven't been on Joe yet, but I mean, how many guests has he had on? I think it's been like 2,500 episodes, but there have been repeat guests. So let's just say those 2,500 people, probably let's say 1,400 guests. If I'm not one of the more 1,400 interesting people Joe knows, and there's nothing I can do about that. No, I mean, no, but here's the story for some of you who don't know the story, and I apologize to Zoom and a few others who know the story. I'll make it fast. Well, I don't know what a sex pest is, but he's been creepy with Chandler, my other girlfriend at the time, Whitney. So I would walk out. Like if me and Joe were in the room and I saw Brian Callen sit down, I'd say, see you, Joe. And if Callen even popped off to me, I'd say, I'd probably say something I shouldn't say. I mean, I didn't really have a good time in Austin, to be honest with you. I had more of a fun time at Red Band's Club than I did at the Mothership, to be honest with you. Because the Red Band's Club is a little more relaxed. There's no hierarchy of who can talk when and whatnot. And, the Kill Tony comics, they don't fucking dominate that club like they do the Mothership, where they walk around like they're fucking George Carlin. I'm like, I'm good, man. None of you will ever be passed at the Comedy Store. Trust me on that one. And I saw, I won't say the name because, I've heard very nice things about this person. So I'll just be quiet. But I saw a Kill Tony comic go on potluck the other night at the Comedy Store, and this is someone who's popular on Kill Tony, and they were not very good. I mean, every single door guy at the Comedy Store or door girl were funnier. So it's a different story when you don't have the band and sound effects and Tony and three famous people to bail you out. But I've said that for a very long time. Oh, yeah, 100%, William, 100%. Oh, I see what you're saying, Kip. Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is when I posted that animation picture of Callan, my ex, and me, my ex chimed in implying that I said she was cheating on me. And I don't think anyone got that impression from that picture. It was clearly Callan creeping on her and me with the thought bubble saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" To him, not her. Well, I mean, I think Callan knows like karate or something, but like, trust me, when I'm mad at someone, I don't care what they know. I mean, Rogan could kill me. That's a fact. Callan, I would literally maim. Um, but that might be great TV. Imagine if that happened on Joe's podcast. Um, so, yeah, I mean, and like I said, I mean, I'm friends with Joe, but I'm not in with him. So, I don't know. He sent me a friend request about a year ago, and I blocked him. Like, why the fuck would I want to be friends with you? You've literally creeped on every girlfriend I've had at the Comedy Store. Why would I be like, hey, this is someone I want to hang out with? No, thanks. Thank you very much. Well, I'm not, I don't want to get sued, but like, I mean, I don't watch Kill Tony, so I couldn't tell you. Um, I couldn't tell you who Timmy No Breaks is, but I'm just saying, I knew this particular comic who was at the Comedy Store the other night is I guess, an OG of Kill Tony, and it was not good. And the whole room was like, okay, it's a Kill Tony comic. Let's see what you got. And he did not do very well. Now, listen, everyone can have a bad set. I've had one bad set out of 10. So if you were at that bad set, you would think I suck as a comic. So I always give people a lot of leeway. But, I mean, I don't know. I would imagine Joe would probably kick back Red Band something. I mean, when you think about it, and I've said this before, Red Band was in the infancy of Rogan, Tom and Christina's podcast, and Kill Tony. So he ain't hurting for money. I think he has a house and a condo in Austin. So I love Red Band. I mean, he really is the brains of the show, to be honest with you. Red Band is very cool. I can't say enough nice things about Red Band. Well, I mean, I think it's become almost a parody of itself, but I don't watch it. So, I mean, someone sent me a clip of William Montgomery shitting on Red Band, and it's like, you fucking goof. If it wasn't for Red Band, you'd be doing open mics in Glendale, bruv. So, but that's the cockiness those guys have. I mean, I would love to see William Montgomery on a lineup of Comedy Store paid regulars. So you're not following shitty open micers like you do on Kill Tony. You're following Jeselnik, Rick Ingram, myself, and a lot of great fucking, CP. I would love to see William Montgomery follow CP. He wouldn't. No, I don't think I'm a psychic. I was the Iron Patriot replacement, I think, for 2 shows. And then I started doing the panel a fair amount. I think I did 3 or 4 panels. So I've been on, I think, 6 Kill Tonys. How do you feel about Tommy Moore? Well, I mean, Tommy, see, okay. Well, it's funny you say that name, Ross. It's funny you say that name. Yeah, that was probably the best line I ever said when Ari Shafir asked me what my superpower would be, and I said white power. Hoo, hoo. So, um, Yeah, I mean, episode 93 of Tommy Morris, or episode 93 of Inappropriate Earl should be required listening to anyone who is a comic, a booker, or just a comedy fan. And it's not because of me, because I think what people thought was I was just going to have Tommy on and shit on him for not passing me, but I let him hang himself. William Antonia's okay, but dude has a good set when I saw him. I mean, I've never seen him have a good set at the Comedy Store, but I can't say when you saw him he didn't have a good set. I think the problem with a lot of Kill Tony comics is they can have a decent 5-10 minute set. I mean, everyone's got a passable 5 minutes, but then after that, the first joke that bombs, they start going into roast mode, and the crowd doesn't want to be roasted by a comic who's bombing. Sometimes I'll roast the audience, but only when I know I've got them in the palm of my hand. William, any new bits? Yeah, I'm going to try a few new bits tomorrow night. I mean, it's tough, to be honest with you, to try new bits at the Comedy Store because, you never know who's in the room. So you don't really have the leeway to fuck around up there. I've got to do the jokes that I know work. When you're in front of 400 people or whatever it is, 300, 400 people, at the minimum 200 people, you've got to I don't really do bits for the chat because I'm a comic. I need to hear laughter. Like, I could tell a joke right now and say, hey, the tariffs on Brazil just took place, so there goes half of Pornhub's profits. Oh, I need to hear laughter. I can't see someone write in the chat, LOL. A lot of auditions for voiceover work, but you what's your favorite? The main room by far. I mean, it's just awesome when it's going. When it's going well in the main room, it's the best feeling in the world. And the complete opposite, when it's not going well in the main room, it sucks. Yeah, I mean, my bits. I could tell you. I'm going to branch into some Hulk Hogan material tomorrow. Well, it's not that easy, TB. I mean, but I will say my manager and this pretty big producer are the ones who handled the Gutfeld submission. So, that might be a way to get into Rogan. I'm sure someone would say, hey, Earl was on Gutfeld last night, Joe. And, because Gutfeld, I think, shares his politics. So that's an old joke, Time Attack. So I'm going to say, I hope at Hulk Hogan's funeral, the Undertaker pops out of the casket and tombstones Hogan's lifeless body. Hoo, hoo, stuff like that. I see I see you more pushing Wendy's. I don't get that. Yeah, not a lot of coverage, And I thought it was funny when Trump was talking about Epstein yesterday. Triple H was standing behind him. And Triple H was saying to himself, fuck, of all press conferences I have to be at. Yeah, 100% there. Well, Wendy's hamburgers. Come on, man. Hey, relax, Waiver. This hamburger don't need no helper. That's an old David Lee Roth line. So, I'll be going to Gold's Gym after this stream. David Lee Roth is pretty funny. And then I'll have, do what else happened. Yeah, I'll do some jokes about the Ozzy funeral. Thoughts on the Trump Epstein thing? I mean, I think Democrats and Republicans are on that list. I think Trump's probably on it. Clinton was on it. Alan Dershowitz was rumored to have been on the island. I'm sure there's Republican lawyers on the island too. I mean, Epstein hit all angles. Here's a joke for the stream. 100% there. Fuck Triple H. You ever notice that all these kids Epstein molested were white? So he's obviously racist too. Hey, I never did hear the song Burger Rap. I'm sorry. There got to be a Bubba segue joke. I don't think enough people know who Bubba the Love Sponge is, to be honest with you. What's an angle, Earl? It's a storyline in wrestling. Brooke turned down the inheritance, but she should take it just as a payment for having to be a chick that looks like Hulk Hogan. See, that's pretty funny, Wayne. Hey, I got something hot and juicy for you, TB. What up, Hi-Fi Protege? I heard Epstein Island was a fun hang. I mean, it does seem like it was a good time, to be honest with you. I mean, you're just around a bunch of horned up young girls. But there's a lot of cameras, though. A lot of cameras. I mean, every bachelor party I've been to has been with agents and managers, and the first thing they've all said were no pictures, no pictures. So what happens to real American beer? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't drink beer. I don't drink, so I don't give a fuck what happens. I did recently have an audition for an independent film where I play a horny strip club guy, so hopefully that happens. And there's a scene where two strippers are giving me a lap dance with no top on. Yeah, I mean, Diddy. I mean, I still think it's crazy that Michael Jackson apparently was once at Epstein's Palm Beach house. Can you imagine what that conversation was like? I mean, the two greatest pedos in the world talking. Well, an angle is a storyline in pro wrestling. You have been practicing with that. Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no way I don't get this, but it's been a week already. So, usually you hear back. But, you got to do these auditions and just toss them out of your mind. And, hopefully you get them. And, you just got to I know in the one scene, these two strippers are grinding on me with no tops on. Oh, would that be a fun? I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna have to. Can we do another take? Yes, the Zips won the MAC conference today. The game was not televised. Now, my final game of the season, I did not make the playoffs, but I did get a bowl game against Florida State, ranked number 18. So that. I hate to be negative, but, Florida State is a huge upgrade from the MAC conference. So we'll see what happens. And then we go into the off season where I go into recruiting mode. What about Conan's podcast? I'd go on anyone's show, to be honest with you. 100%. Get better, Hi-Fi Protege. We'll talk this weekend. Hi-Fi Protege is the one who streams and clips and edits all of my shorts and comedy videos. So give Hi-Fi Protege a follow if you can, because without him, I would basically have no presence on YouTube. I mean, I kind of like them if they're in my personality. I've been to so many strip clubs. I've met so many strip club owners and managers that I really, when I did the audition, I did it in one take, and the girls were like, that was great. Do you want to do it again? I'm like, not really. Akron finished the season 9-4. So my first season, now keep in mind, NCAA college football 2026. I didn't want to play with like USC or Alabama because you'd win every year. You'd probably go 10-2 every year, maybe undefeated. So I picked the worst ranked team in the rating system. It was Akron. Their rating, it was like a 56. Now USC is like a 92. Alabama is like a 95. So my first season on the video game, I finished 3-9. And then second season was 5-7. 5-7. Third season was 5-7, and this season was 9-4. So now it's fun. I mean, I've almost broken the clicker 100 times. That first season, I was getting blown out 30, 40 points every game. I don't know how I won 3 games that season. So what's your team? The Akron Zips, the Akron Action Jacksons. Pearl Necklace. What's up, SCVID? We're just talking a little roast battle, a little NCAA college football, a little bit of Joe Rogan. Man, you might. Is this the Chicken Man's burner account? Fat James question. Probably the best Fat James story I have is when we went to Dupar's one night after doing comedy at the Sportsman's Lodge. And Dupar's is like a diner. It was a 24/7 diner. It's now a Sephora, the one I went to with Fat James. So Fat James, the sad story is he was a Marine, walked in on his girlfriend cheating on him, and it just ruined him. So he was like, I don't know, 185 pounds, maybe even less, and literally grew into like 400, 450 pounds. Unfortunately, ended up getting bone cancer. And he's the only person I've ever seen that got bone cancer and got fatter. And he was always doing shtick. He was just, you could tell that really fucked his head up. Now, I've never walked in on a girl cheating on me, but I've had suspicions and it ruined my brain. So I can't imagine actually seeing it. I can't believe being a Marine, he didn't kill the guy. But so we go to Dupar's and he orders 2 of everything. It was the most. Yes, it is William Zoom, right? It's right around the bend. It's like Ventura Boulevard, it would be just east of Laurel Canyon, where you go around the bend and you pass CBS Radford Studios. It's now a Sephora. And he's ordering 2 of everything. It was the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life. 2 orders of pancakes, 2 fucking dozen eggs, 2 servings of French toast. It was like, at one point I thought he was ordering for me as well. And then he gets a Lazy Susan with 2 things of sugar, 2 things of syrup, 2 things of butter. And after all this eating, and he licked his fucking plate clean. Trust me on that one. The Lazy Susan was empty. His plate didn't have a crumb on it. He asked the server for a Diet Coke. And she looks at me, and I'm like, give him a regular Coke. Ho! Ho! Dupar's is good. Great. Yeah, I don't know where they are now, but I think there's maybe one at the Grove. That might be the last Dupar's left. So sounds like breakfast with Melton. No, we don't do dabble versus zingers in here. Yeah, the one at the Grove, I believe, is the last one standing. But the Valley Dupar's was a little more iconic. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore Studios. I was on the set of Real Rob at the Radford Studios. And I think Radford Studios is where they filmed Big Brother. I don't want to know. No. Yes, Mel's Diner is still on Ventura, has on Highland and Sunset. I don't want to know who Chicken Man is, but he's an old school paid regular, I think. Anyone who mentions the name Kenny Tenney. Now, I realize that you guys don't know who Kenny Tenney is, but Kenny Tenney is such a deep cut Comedy Store. He was never a paid regular, but he was always around, I guess you'd say. That's such a obscure person to name. He's got to be old school paid regular. Someone in like the Dave Taylor mode, if you guys know who Dave Taylor was. I'll bet you Joe Rogan and Elon Musk both drink. No, I don't drink Doesn't egg smoothies. Yes, I'm saying that Chicken Man is not really a Brennan. No, because Kenny wasn't funny. Whoever Chicken Man is funny. Earl, you talk about your Leroy Prince, your old nanny. There's really not a lot to Leroy was the black dude who when my dad was away on business, would look after me and my sister. I wish I had. I think I have a picture of him. It says his name, Peter Brennan. I don't think he's really a Brennan. What are the odds Chicken Man is a woman? I mean, that would be the ultimate swerve, as they say in the wrestling business. But they seem to have a man sense of humor. Like when he throws out the name Johnny Zapp. I mean, Johnny Zapp is another one of those fucking yo-yos who just would hang out at the store and back in the day, and nobody really liked him, but he was kept around because he Johnny Zapp, Boone, all those people, they made the store the store. Like the Improv, Johnny Zapp would have been banned. Boone absolutely would have been banned. But the store kind of lets all the wayward souls come in. Not so much anymore, though. What do you think Boone Shakalaka is doing now? Sadly, I think he's dead, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I mean, he's missed. I mean, he, as annoying as he wasn't, he got under Hinchcliffe's skin so much because he would always throw in these zingers that Tony's gay, and like that drove Tony nuts. And Tony couldn't really do anything because Boone was crazy. So Boone didn't give a fuck. I believe Boone is dead. Chicken Man is Chandler, the ultimate swerve. No, because Chandler would have no idea who Kenny Tenney was or Johnny Zapp. And if the Chicken Man, if Chandler ever was in here under a burner account, I would know in 2 seconds. I just would know. I know when you date someone and basically live with them for 3.5 years, you know their style. Just as I used to be an anonymous person on a stand-up comedy site that was Scotty Barron. Rest in peace, Scotty Barron. No, Jenna's too nice. I just, I was an anonymous lurker on this stand-up comedy website that was basically geared towards LA open micers. And everyone guessed that it was me within like 3 days because of my diction, how the things I was saying. So I heard Gina is a Chandler. No, I would know Chandler's alt account. I just would know. But I don't think I don't think she lurks in here. I'm pretty sure. Does she check it out? Maybe listen? Maybe. My brother. That's Akeem, the African Dream. I wasn't thinking back then. I mean, what was my name on this? I think my name on this comics website was Peter Fitzperfect. And that was the name I would joke about on stage. So I wasn't really covering my tracks very well. Was that back in the time for comedy shorts or whatever the hell there were? No, this was a website. What was this website called? Chuckle Monkey. And it was basically a cool website. If you were first starting into stand-up, they would tell you where the open mics were and, what rooms are good and bad. And so I would go on under Peter Fitzperfect and just start talking shit about anonymous open micers. You had to be there. It wouldn't be funny to you guys, but it was real deep cuts. It was basically a board full of me and Chicken Man Brennan. He wasn't on it, but it was just inside jokes to the max. We'll go to about another 5 minutes, guys. This is an old school. Every now and then we'll do an old school Friday IMAX stream. This is for the real OGs. I appreciate it. You guys are cool. Let me go into my drawer, see if I have any cool pictures. Peter, and sometimes when I was with my friend at nightclubs, I'd say, that's Michael Fitzpatrick, and I'm Patrick Fitzmichael. Hello! Here's a picture of Bookaboom. This is look at that hair I used to have back in the day. Bookaboom, my Japanese chin from back in the day. That was Lois's first friend. Look at that jawline, dude. Jesse Ventura style. That's my very first dog. Kind of looks like Lois a little bit. That's Maddie. She's a good baby. She's a good baby. My idiot neighbor has 2 dogs named Waffle and Pop-Tart. What the fuck? Better than Harry Balsanya. That's pretty funny, actually. I might have to use that one. Yeah, I mean, I had many fake names. Tommy Salami, Barry Ballsack. I had some fun names. But that was back in my club going days, where I was just chilling. I was just having a good time. And sometimes, the Count Billy Varga, that was my dad's friend. Very famous wrestler from the 50s and 60s. And then I think he was a referee for the WWF back in the 70s. And, he just kind of disappeared out of my dad's life. I'm not sure if they had a falling out or anything. Willie B. Hardigan. Hey, I'm trying to think of some Barry Boner. That kid who used to play Boner on Growing Pains. He used to watch me play hockey Sunday nights. I mean, I don't think he was there to watch me, but I was like, oh my God, this Boner. I think he committed suicide, probably because his TV name was Boner. Yeah, it was Bend Over. Yeah, Boner Stabone. Stugats. He seemed like a nice kid, but a little lost. I'm trying to think what other fake names. I always like Theodore Cleaver's fat friend, Larry Mondello. So, whoa. Jess Jenna, $10. I'll show you how it works, Jess Jenna. Because you're a moderator, you get the double shot. That's how that shit works. Thank you, Jess Jenna. We used to do canned BO for wrestling matches as the classics. Pat McGroin, Phil McCrevis. Phil McCracken. There's Hugh Jardin from France. Thank you, Jess Jenna. Thank you. Your birthday is coming. Keep your eye on the slow ass mail. Yes, my birthday is September 17th, 1968. Moses in the house. Yeah, I found that name very funny, Larry Mondello. So sometimes I would give a fake name to a girl. I like to turn the tables on these girls. But now I'm just the only lady in my life is Lois, and that's it. Moses, are you Brian Moses? No, Moses ain't in my string. There are not enough girls in here for Moses. Oh. But I'm cool with Moses. A lot of people ask me if I'm friends with him still. I am. I mean, Lord knows what that guy has to put up with, to be honest with you. I mean, to have to put up with Jeff for 10 years. I couldn't take it after 2 years. And there's not a single person left from the original roast battle except for Moses. Because Jeff wasn't an original. He's not an OG of roast battle. It was me. It was Coach T. It was the Negro Wave. It was the autistic kid. I mean, Pat Barker just quit the show. The Arab guy who replaced me at the haters table, he quit the show, and he has nothing going on. I don't mean that in a mean way, but he literally has nothing going on, and he still quit. The autistic quid kid quit the show, and that guy is less than the Arab guy going on. So Coach T quit the show. Yes, the roast battle still sells out every Tuesday. I mean, I don't know. The main events now would not be undercard events in my era, but it's the only people left doing it are people dumb enough to think working with Jeff is going to help them. Used Cars, great movie. I mean, I could watch that. Even Toby the dog was funny. Can you do your impression of Gary Hart, the old wrestling manager? I mean, that's usually a super chat, but my brother, Abdullah the Butcher from the Sudan, was going to be taking on Magnum TA, Mr. Tom Selleck. But there ain't no Abdullah in Hawaii, my brother. My favorite, I'm beginning to think I know who you are. Time Attack. Interesting. If you think about it, Earl, you are partially responsible for all the spin-off roast battles. Oh, 100%. Not me necessarily, but there's no roast battle in Canada and wherever else. Japan has a big roast battle scene if the original LA show had never started. I mean, because it was an innovative show. I mean, there'd never been really a competitive roasting show ever. So you got to give Moses that. I mean, I beat the guy in the UK. I beat the guy in Canada who runs it. And what do I have to show for it? Nothing. So you people roast battling in 2026, good luck with that. So get your last minute questions, and we'll do another 3 minutes, guys. And then I'm going to go to Gold's Gym and work on my already fabulous body. I mean, not really. I've never watched Spinal Tap all the way through. So, yeah, Japan has a big roast battle scene. UK does. Caveman with the great John Matuzak, Sloth from Goonies. I mean, from someone I know who may or may not be in the stream, they only told me that like 100 people were in the room. And when I did it, that room, there was 700 to 800 people. And if you told me there were 1,000 people in the room, I wouldn't argue with you. So to go from that to 100 people, I mean, it's over. But, it's a cheap show to make. No one gets paid that well. Oh, shit. Kip Smith. JJ, you think you're better than me now that you have this is what I love. Let's get the mods battling with super chats. Let's get it on. Thank you, Jess Jenna and Kip Smith. Unnecessary. I don't think I ever saw Ice Pirates. Now let me give Jenna a heart too. I forgot to do that. Sorry. So the IMAX stream, maybe it's the Friday night stream. The IMAX, maybe Friday nights we'll do the IMAX stream. We won't do it too often, but this is more for the fans, the OGs, the hardcores. And then we'll get to the, I don't think we get a lot of scroll trolls in this stream. But, that could be a good thing. Can you go to the new Tesla Cafe and do Alice stream tour? I mean, yeah, maybe I'll do a stream from the Tesla Cafe. I have a tough question for you, Earl. Who would you rather go for dinner with? Jeff Ross? Nope. Callan? No. Probably Hinchcliffe. Nothing against Jeremiah, but the business has really changed him. So at least Tony's honest. Tony's like Gene Simmons. He's honest about who he is. Remember the fart you did that cleared out the OR and Don Barris got pissed? 100%. Time Attack. Is your first name Jeff? I mean, Tony is honest about who he is. You may not like him, but so is Gene Simmons. He's like, hey, I'm in this business for money and pussy, and not in that order. And all you bands, all you grunge bands, you talk about how shitty life is. Send me your publishing checks. Um, so all we need is Gina Babina and Flat Cat, and we've got the quintuple dip. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do Montreal and do some shitty bar show, or or the dirty show at some seedy strip club. That's not doing the festival with me. Yeah, I saw that. I did. Someone sent that to me, and I watched it by accident. So I have a year to work on getting Montreal, but don't worry about it, William Zoom. You don't have to do anything. The festival's not what it used to be. I mean, it used to be if you did the Aspen Festival, like Kevin Brennan, you got at least a late night spot on TV. You got maybe a special and maybe a development deal or a holding deal, which means they basically pay you until they come up with an idea for you. So you literally get paid for doing nothing. It's like being on retainer. So, now it's just you come back and, you're at an open mic the next night. Well, I mean, I think Jeremiah, he came into the business a very nice and green kid. And, now he's, a little on the phony side, to be honest with you. He plays the game, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, shit. Wayne Fraser sent Earl Skakel 5 more memberships. You guys are killing it, baby. I might have to order an energy drink from Postmates if you guys want me to keep going. But yeah, 100%. I mean, holding deal, you're in kind of purgatory. Like if something good comes your way, you can't do it because you're with a holding deal with someone else. But I mean, I would do the festival if I could do like what Steph Tola did. Like she had a few big shows and they got publicity or whatever. But, yeah, you did, SC. Yeah, it is poison, William. I can't. And by the way, everyone thank Wayne Fraser if you got a free membership from him. There's many ways you can help a struggling streamer. We've gone through it before. Obviously super chats help. Likes and subscribers help. Commenting on the videos helps. And, just sharing the live feed when it happens, or a funny video, Gina. Let me see. Go hang out with Jeff Ross, but eat a bunch of broccolini before. You're making me want a Danish time attack. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, I mean, money's money, I guess, but like, I think I'd rather have more subscribers. I'd rather have more subscriptions than money per se, because, the more subscribers you have, just the bigger the channel grow. The channel grows quicker. I mean, listen, hockey training camp's starting a month, to be honest with you. So it's going to be pretty cool to have hockey back. I mean, hockey definitely has the shortest. It's not a short off season if you're like, a team that didn't make the playoffs. But if you're the Florida Panthers, you really only get 2 months off. So yeah, I mean, the subs are. Like I said, I mean, I'm really hitting it from all angles. I'm doing comedy videos. Now they do the least for me. I'm lucky if I get 200 views on a comedy video that's 3 to 4 minutes. The shorts do the most. The live streams, every now and then I'll have one that pops 1,000, but in general, my live streams get between 200 to 500 views. So yeah, I mean, I'm hitting it from every fucking angle I can. And, it's just something that I enjoy doing. But do I wish I had more subscribers? Yeah, I will. I mean, I'll have to. Maybe I'll go to Verizon tomorrow and figure it out. You just have to. It's they don't really tell you what pops the algorithm, so you're just gonna throw enough shit against the wall um, and hope it hope it works out in the end. Um, do you wear that pocket chain for every stand up? Sometimes, not every time. Well, I sent in my materials. I didn't send it. The agent did. The agent sent my materials to Gutfeld directly. Rob Schneider made a call today. So I've literally done all I can do. And I also did a quick 2-minute video of me in this chair doing topical news jokes. So I sent him a set from my Comedy Store, which was very good. And then I sent him a 2-minute clip of me doing topical news jokes. So I do have an iPhone. I have an iPhone 14 XL. So I'm probably due. They say you should switch out every 2 years or every 2 phones. So I'm probably due for a new phone. I mean, Rob's been someone who, to be honest with you, has been very good to me. Like whether you like his politics or his comedy or whatnot, I have been gifted the generosity of Rob Schneider. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sending in and it was the agent's idea. He's like, dude, just put together a 2-minute clip of you doing topical jokes, and you can do it in your living room. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to do something where I'm sending him and he hears no laughter. And he's like, he's going to listen for the jokes. So, I'm going to go nuts if I go on. I mean, I'm going to make an impression because my goal is to be asked back. Because that would open up me playing New York more, which, I think I would do very well in New York comedy-wise. Oh, shit, Jason Glick in the house. Jason is a fitness guru out here in California. No, my house was not the smallest house in Bel Air. Was it the biggest? No, but it wasn't the smallest. So, yeah, that kind of threw me off. When you get on, I will come to. Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. I mean, I can't imagine me not getting it. Because frankly, some of the people I've seen on it, I'm like, I've done shows with this person. But you got in before the celebrities, right? I did. That's a fact, Jack. So, I mean, I think it would be fun. And, like I said, hey, Danish is a shoe, man. Come on, dude. You got to cover up your tracks better than that, Jack. Whereabouts in Bel Air? What canyon? I was give you my home address, 10500 Roca Place off of Stone Canyon. Now, 10550 Roca Place was Elvis's old house, and I don't know the address, but directly across from me was Harry Nielsen. I mean, but Rob Schneider's been on the show a lot, so I think that's a pretty good call to have in your corner. And the manager who helped with the submission has a lot of famous clients that I think Gutfeld would love to have on. So it's more or less, hey, use Earl and we'll give you this celebrity A or whatever. So I really am confident, and usually I'm not with stuff like this, that I will get it. But you don't know. But I will say the agent who's helping me is very pushy. So, we'll see. I mean, fingers crossed. And, I did go swimming with Barry Manilow. And even as a kid, I remember asking my mom, where are the chicks, man? There's a lot of dudes here. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, it would help. It would help in many ways. Can you do your impression? Man, Danish, is this you? Are you undercover right now? I don't know what that screen name means, but I think we have a saboteur in our stream. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, me and Jeff will be on Broadway together. So yeah, 100%, William. I mean, I was a cute kid. I did have a bubble butt as a 6-year-old. What the fuck? Get out of town, Holmes. So I'm getting thirsty, man. Hold on 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. Let's see here. Hold on here. If you guys want me to go on a little bit longer, I will, but I've got to get something to drink. So do that. And let's get a nice, hold on. Yeah, we'll get that. See, this is how much I care about you guys. I'm a soldier. I'll do a 2-hour stream for you guys, even though when I intended on literally doing like an hour stream, because I give guys the extra mile. Thank you, Daryl. I mean, I like to think, even though with 15 people in here, we're soldiers. And, yes, 100% Postmates. I am. I'm getting an energy drink and a big bottle of water. This is not the Danish, but your references are very Danish-like. Got to get to bed, buying some 70 game use sticks tomorrow morning. Hey, Wayne Fraser, before you go, I'm in the market for new, not used, new Pierre-Luc Dubois gloves or Artur's Kaliev gloves. Let me know. And help me sell my collection so I could get a decent home. You got to know some big-time collector who wants to show me the money, honey. By the way, for those of you not knowing, Wayne Fraser is one of the preeminent memorabilia collections in Canada. So, no, Lois already has the good food. No need to super chat anymore. I mean, 10500 Roca Place is a nice house. I mean, if you look now, to be honest with you, if you look up 10500 Roca Place in Bel Air on Zillow, they've remodeled the house significantly. I don't know. I would say our house looked like that good, but the shell of the house is pretty similar. It was a very nice house. That's a fact, Jack. I do, but you're there and I'm here. Well, yeah, but we can. They can come and pick up the largest hockey jersey collection in the world, and at a nice price. Oh yeah, did you sell all the hockey jerseys in your bedroom? I heard they go for a pretty penny. Some do, some don't. I mean, I'm looking for a person to buy the whole collection. Now, it's not that many people who can afford that, but there are collectors, auction houses, or whatnot that can. Just the hobby has left me. So, new gloves, not game. Yeah, I don't want game use because I want to play in them. Now, I know Wayne is going to probably bore some of you, but since Wayne's on, I've got to talk like this now. I know ProStockHockey.com periodically gets team gloves. Now, they did get in the Capitals and Kings, and no Dubois or Kaliev gloves were found. So I know, isn't that crazy? Ross, I mean, minimum $2.5 to $3 million that neighborhood was, with the sidewalks looking like, the thing was popping up through them. So, Earl, you could do shorts with each jersey and sell them like that. Great content for shorts. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some, the Eric Bolton 9/11 shirt. I could probably be creative and sell that one. And there was a time where I thought, I don't want to make money off a 911, but it is kind of a once in a lifetime jersey. I mean, put it this way, I've been offered 10 grand for that shirt. And it's not because it's an Eric Bolton shirt, who's a pretty, I don't want to say he's an unknown tough guy, but it's just the Ranger Sabres played the first pro sporting event after 9/11 in New York, and he fought in it, and you will get far more money selling your collection. Yeah, 100%. But at this point, it's just such a pain in the ass. I mean, I have hundreds of pieces left. I think I could still break even with an auction house. I mean, they're going to try and do pennies on the dollar with me. But I am performing tomorrow night at the Comedy Store, 12:15. Because the great thing about me is I want to sell, I don't need to. So, I mean, I've already had one auction house literally offer me pennies on the dollar for the whole collection. I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me, man. I don't want to say they're back, but 2 shows back to back tomorrow night for sure in the main room. Whereas the last couple weeks there have been just one long show, and if the second show is crowded, it's a lot more money. Because the first show, if it's just one show, you split the door with like, I don't know, 12 to 15 comics. But the second show, if it's sold out, you're only splitting the door with like 7 comics. So it's quite. I don't like doing consignment because then it's like, I don't want to get a phone call 4 years from now. Hey, we sold one shirt for you. My thing is, hey, buy my collection outright. There's room to negotiate, and then you can do whatever you want with the shirts. So you have more room in the late show. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have more room to fuck around late night. But I will say the past few weeks, it's been very nice to get up at a decent time and, like the crowd is still awake. Now they've still been there for 2+ hours, but like tomorrow night, that crowd will probably be waiting in line for the early show to get out, and then they're there at 10:15. Show starts at 10:30. So by the time I go on, they're already pretty tired, and it's 12:15 at night versus say 9:45 at night. If commercial airs during your stream, does that mean you're getting traction? No, I just think it's an ad, to be honest with you. Yeah, I like the Dr. Pepper Cola energy drink myself. But, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I'm monetized. I make, a couple $100 a month doing this. But that's pretty good for a smaller channel. Like I can only imagine what my friend Jordan makes because he's got like, I think 400,000 subscribers. So I'm going to guess Earl, that yeah, 100% the Dr. Pepper one is good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, it's probably part because we're at almost an hour and a half. Lois says, I got to go pee-pee soon. I hope that girl you dated brings your energy drink. Which one? They're all a blur to me. Except for one. Lois, come on, man. I'm trying to do a stream here. Tell the Patty, man, this got to be who I think it is. Your references, you got to cover up your references, Jack. William, I had 5 commercials during this stream. Oh, sorry about that. To be honest with you, my commercial setting is at the medium level. So not the lowest level, but also not the more aggressive level. Lois will only be going PP. What up, Lois? For a quickie. So I think Bolivia would have to have a car to do Postmates. I mean, how her life is. The grass wasn't greener, Bolivia. I mean, you don't go from fucking me to open micers. What is the silver YouTube plaque? The 100,000 level? And the other ex-girlfriends, they're alive and well. Where are they? From Dan Tana's to Del Taco. Good luck. Sorry, I'm coming in hot. I apologize. I don't mean anything but the nicest of things to you guys. Uh-oh, my TV just popped on. Lois, man, come on, be quiet. I'm trying to stream here. Let me turn the TV off. All right, here we go. Skakel to Stancil. Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. And I like Stancil. No beef with him, but I don't think that's an upgrade, to be frank. But what are you gonna do? You can just I'm all about the quiet treatment now. What's up? Whoa. Look at that baby. You're out of control, a time attack. Look at the baby. Isn't she the best dog in the world? Yeah, she knows. She's the best dog in the world. Interesting. Hold on. Postmates is here, guys. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Fuck you. Now I need a little juice. Nothing wrong with the York peppermint patty. Oh, that tastes so good. I used to eat those. Hey, York peppermint patties. Those are good. Your mini doxy Molly turned 1 year old today. Well, happy birthday to her, TP. Happy birthday to Molly. And I hope everyone has a good weekend. This is a good way to start the weekend. We're small but mighty group in here in the Earl Army. We are soldiers. And I can't thank you guys enough. Lois has to go to the bathroom, man. All right, you guys got to take over for 2 seconds because she's got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Sorry, I know my dog. She peed as soon as we went outside. Welcome to the Earl world. Oh, we don't dox in here. Oh, really? I mean, Lois, but she's so good. I knew she had to go to the bathroom. So I appreciate you guys letting me take a night off for a few minutes. Let my dog handle their business. That is a nice. I like that Black Sabbath song they did with when Eric Singer was the drummer, and it was only Tony Iommi, but the record company made them say it was Black Sabbath. "Stranger to Love." What is that song? I'm no stranger in love. Glenn Hughes, was it? I don't know. Yes, I will stream snipe Hulk Hogan's funeral on Tuesday. That could get the numbers up, to be honest with you. Well, I've got Lois on melatonin right now, and that seems to help. But I will check out. See, it's not so much the coughing is from the collapsed trachea. So, to be honest with you, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just live streaming funerals. I mean, I couldn't take it anymore on the Aussie funerals. Like, let's get this going, man. So, but Sharon will milk this shit. There'll be box sets. They'll be unreleased. I mean, she'll start cranking out material Springsteen wise. She'll probably put a line. I mean, what they should do is release that 84 concert from Salt Lake City with Jakey Lee. That is a fucking bop. That's Jakey Lee at his finest. I mean, was he Randy Rhoads? No, but he's pretty close. And I got to be honest with you, I prefer Jakey Lee. I mean, I know that's kind of sacrilege, but no, she's not my type, to be honest. I mean, I don't really have a type, but she looks a little, as they say, green around the gills. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'll talk about the Dabbleverse in this regard. Gilly was sexually attracted to Karmic X. There you go. Zoom, zoom. My doxy had it. Our vet prescribed it, and it helped tremendously ease the cough. I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, I'll try it. To be honest with you, what was that song Black Sabbath did with Tony? Let me see. Felicia Gillespie. Let's see. Sabbath. Stranger to Love. I wish I could play it. Glenn Hughes. Let me see. Let's get the Wikipedia. Featuring Tony Iommi. Let's see who's in the video here. I think it was Eric Singer on drums. I guess Glenn Hughes. It was off their album, The Seventh Star. They're not really giving. I'm no stranger to love. I mean, it was a very un-Black Sabbath song, but I liked it. But you know me, I thought she was coming to LA to pound you. Apparently not. Apparently Karmic X beat me to it. Hello. What are you gonna do? I lost out to Karmic X. Well, I'd like to hear the album they did. I think it was, they did an album with Ray Gillen, who was a singer from Badlands. And Nobody Writes for Free. That's a banger of a song, even though it's Rat at the tail end. And my dreams keep on haunting me. Get back, that ain't who I wanna be. If I could only see the look in your eyes, it wouldn't be such a big surprise. I'm sick and tired of talking about good old days, 'cause everyone in my way, nobody rides for free. Nobody rides for free. But Dr. Mark Holmes, East Valley and Sun Valley, he's such a great vet. Yeah, but I live so far away from their TB. Yeah, Ray Gillen, I guess, did an album with them, and they re-recorded it or something because I don't know, for whatever reason. I think that's when Glenn Hughes came in. But Ray Gillen, they say that's why Jake E. Lee went nuts, because Ray Gillen died of AIDS. They say him and Jake E. Lee dated the same girl, and Jake just went bananas. April Wine was cool. Free Ride with Edgar Winter. I do like that. Come on and take a free ride. Never got into April Wine. Never really got into Edgar Winter, to be honest with you. We'll go another 15 minutes, guys. We're starting to branch out into a win by two, Melton 2, 3, 4, 5 hour stream, and Daddy don't do that. But check out the Black Sabbath song, No Stranger to Love, from Seventh Star. It's a ballad almost. It's definitely not something they would have probably put out with Ozzy. But, I've been on an Ozzy kick lately, On YouTube, I'll hit the Salt Lake City show with Jake E. Lee. I mean, that's Jake E. Lee at his finest. And then even got into some old Zakk Wylde era. So, of course, I might have to go on YouTube after this stream and check out there's any Ozzy clips with Joe Holmes. I saw Joe Holmes, the lead guitarist, on the Osmosis tour. So, that was cool. I mean, Joe Holmes, I believe, was a student of Randy Rhoads, if I'm not going crazy. And I probably am. Yeah, I mean, Jake basically quit the music business for like 15 years and just moved to Vegas. And he started working on classic cars. They say, now I don't believe this to be true, but the urban legend is that he essentially didn't pick up a guitar for 10 years. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. It's really a shame, because he was absolutely one of the better guitar players from that era. But, I mean, I thought he played pretty good at the Ozzy farewell concert. I mean, he sounded better on The Ultimate Sin than he did on Shot in the Dark. But I think the singer came in early on Shot in the Dark because he kind of interrupted the guitar intro. I mean, I'm sure he was nervous. And then his guitar sounded low in the mix. Now, I don't know if that's because Nuno Betancourt was on the opposite side of the stage and they had to share the monitor mix, but it was good to see Jake E. Lee in front of 50,000 people again. So, Nature of the Beast. Isn't that the theme song from the North Shore? It's the Nature of the Beast. I think that's the theme song from North Shore. Or maybe Nature of the Beast was the band that sang the North Shore Roar. That's a bop. It's the North Shore Roar. That's all the words I know, to be honest with you. So this has been a fun stream, kids. You darlings of the Earlverse. I only wish there was something we could snipe so I can be like every other streamer. Just kidding. Let me see how much. Let me see. My phone's about halfway charged. Happy August 1st, everybody. Shot in the Dark is a good song. Now, I hear Jakey Lee can't play Bark in the Moon anymore because he has carpal tunnel and he can't play the notes. That makes me fucking sad, man. That kind of hurts. Yeah, Ania Peoples was not the original girl in the North Shore. There's some very rare clips on YouTube of the OG girl. That ain't Nia Peoples. So I still can't believe I got Turtle to come to my house and do a podcast. So, I mean, Jake was really in demand in the early 80s. He was like the go-to guy everyone wanted in their band in the early 80s. Did you mention Epstein in your clip to Gutfeld? I tell you what, if you guys want, I will release the footage, the 2-minute trailer I did tomorrow on YouTube of what I sent Gutfeld. I don't think I did mention the Epstein, but it was a throwaway line. I'm like, and in regards to the Epstein list, I ain't on it. John Philbin was doing good and then really went off the rails. I mean, I don't know what happened. This is a tough fucking business, man. I mean, and not to talk about myself, but it is my stream. I stream, you stream, we all stream. I mean, in 2017, I think I was on 4 TV shows all at the same time. Real Rob on Netflix, The Jellies on Adult Swim, HBO Max, and the Cartoon Network. I'm Dying Up Here, and Roast Battle. But slowly, little by little, each show, except The Jellies, got canceled. So, and I'm not comparing my career to John Philbin's, but he's, I mean, you could literally be on 4 shows like I was, and you think, oh my God, this is amazing. But in the back of my head, I never got cocky because I was like, shit, they could all be canceled tomorrow. I mean, John, I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't watch Comedy Central, so I mean, I guess they could. I mean, I know I think it's on Paramount Plus. So, and I think it's, I mean, obviously on YouTube, some parts of it. And all these networks it's on, I don't get a single fucking dollar. Because what they did, and I'll give them this, Jeff and his manager and Comedy Central were smart. And the technical term, it's not a TV show. It's a competition. And I guess on competitions, you don't get residual checks. So, I never got into Godsmack, just Jenna. So, they were too aggressive for me. But I'm not against them, I'm not saying they suck or whatever. I will see the Naked Gun movie. That seems like a movie that you should see in a theater. Because I've been on a real airplane kick lately. Fuck, that movie was so far ahead of its time. It really was. And I think it's made by the same people who did Airplane, the Zuckers, and Abrams. Why did they stop Roast Battle after 3 seasons on TV? Well, I got to be honest with you. I have my own theory because season 3 sucked. It really was bad. Um, I mean, really, Roast Battle to me jumped the shark on my season, and that's not good when it's the first season. Um, because in my season, I would say that 8 of the 16 cast members should not have been on it. What happened was they were all Comedy Central comics, those 8 people who weren't really roast comics. They're great comics. Like, you know, Mark Norman's a great comic, but he's the furthest thing from a roast comic. Sam Morril, same thing. Steve Renazizi, great comic, not a roast comic. Miss Pat, great comic, not a roast comic. Ralphie May, great comic, not a roast comic. Chris Cubis, I don't know a lot about Chris, but he was not a roast comic. Christy Cielo, my friend from New York, she actually was pretty good at roasting, but not a roast comic. And there were I think 1 or 2 other people that, oh, you shouldn't be on this show. Now, in theory, it was, hey, these are Comedy Central comics. We'll put them on another Comedy Central show so people will see want to see their special. But no one's going to want to see Steve Renazizi's special after he bombed on Roast Battle. And so, I just don't. I mean, season 1 was the best season. Season 2, I think, had a great storyline of Frank Castillo winning, who's literally a door guy at the club across the street from where the show was being taped. And, season 3 was just bad. I mean, the Sklar brothers battle was awful. It was scripted. You could tell they went over their jokes with each other. I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Jeff like I know him, that him and Blake Griffin didn't say something to the effect of, hey, I'll say this, you say that. Bolivia against Kim Congdon. I mean, Kim killed her because Bolivia just showed up. I mean, at that point, she probably thought, I'm going to be on every season. I'm not going to try against Kim. And that was a mistake. And then name me the other battles. You can't. I mean, it was an awful season. So I would guess the Comedy Central thought, okay, the show's done. That's a wrap. Because really, where could you have gone with season 4? I mean, I guess you could have brought me back, but I only would have wanted to battle Bolivia. Because they did bring me in for a meeting asking me who I would battle, and I said her name instantly. And I said, we had a great battle when we were together. Now we don't like each other. Let's get it on. And the guy instantly said, oh, we're never using her again. So, I just think the first season was awesome, man. I mean, people had watch parties. The Comedy Store the patio was standing room only of people watching it. But, so I'll guess that they just thought the show ran its course. Did they show you on TV that day you were in the crowd? What do you mean? Did they show you on TV? Oh, yeah. I was clearly on. I mean, I was literally right next to Dr. Ken. I mean, I probably could have. I mean, it would have been very inside baseball. I mean, I would have killed her. I mean, I beat her pretty easily the first time. But, I was I was just fucking around that battle. And I will say this, me and her were the star of that show. Because that was at LA Riot, which is an alternative festival. And Roast Battle is anything but an alternative comedy show. It's almost so anti-alt, it's alt. And Sarah Tiana and Guy Branum battled, and they were both so shit-faced, it was just a wreck. And then Pat Barker battled my friend Leia Kajanian, and they just didn't have good chemistry. And me and Bolivia were killing it. I mean, we were hammering each other. And the crowd was yelling, we want more. We want more. So, that's the crazy thing why they didn't put us against each other season 1. What they should have done was on the road to roast battle, put me and her against each other in the belly room. So instead of me battling Jesse Joyce, I battle her, and we both could have gotten on in Montreal. No matter who won or who lost, it's like, let's bring both. It's not that fucking hard to book. It's really not. It's like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is not that hard to write. You take a good guy, you take a bad guy, and you give the audience a reason to hate the bad guy and love the good guy, or love the bad guy and hate the good guy. It's not that hard. And roast battle is so fucking easy to book. You've got to put people against each other who there's a beef, whether it be old roommates, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, yada, yada, yada. Well, I am credited for being in season 2 because I was in the first episode of the Road to Roast Battle, but I was miserable doing it. I know this is a James Purse tank top. Fuck yeah, 56. So I'm gonna guess that's why there wasn't a season 4. I gave them an idea for the first season in the UK. It would have been this is why TV shows fail, because people have egos and they don't want to fucking take a good idea from someone because it's not their idea. I said, listen, some people don't think I beat Jimmy Carr. Have Jimmy on stage season 1 in the UK, and I come out to music wearing a US flag, and me and Jimmy battle. And no matter who wins or loses, it's a great way to get the UK show off to a start. Trust me, people would have talked about the battle. I mean, name one battle from that UK show. You can't. I don't go on dates anymore. I'm done with girls. I'm out. I'm out of the girl game. Let's just sit home and play NCAA college football 2026 with Lois as my bodyguard. I don't need this drama anymore. It's the old saying in live stream that you want to hear someone's doing pretty good, but you don't want to hear they're doing better than you. And I've done better than every girl from my past. That's a fact, Jack. No, I mean it, man. I mean, I passed up a couple of weeks ago being set up with a Playboy Playmate. My friend was like, she's great, she's hot, she got big tits, yada, yada, yada. She, just got out of a bad relationship, and she just wants to hang with a normal guy. I'm like, yeah, great. I want a girl coming right out of a bad relationship. Sign me up. Come on, man. I might do another 2-hour stream where I'm going to turn this into a Melton BYB stream. Earl had a shot with a girl a month ago in San. Yeah, well, I mean, that would have been almost. She was so drunk. I don't do that, unlike most comics. I like my women to be conscious. But I will say the camera didn't pick this up when I hugged her goodbye. I mean, she definitely threw her tits in my face. No, we don't do the sniping stuff in here. I don't know how to snipe on my iMac. Oh, is there a thing for a shared screen? There must be. Expand menu. I don't want to press any buttons. Manage. You don't have access to this feature. You don't have access to this feature. Let's see. Pop out dashboard. I don't know what the hell that means. No. We don't snipe here in the Earlverse. How about dating a woman with a real career? Where am I going to find that? At the Comedy Store? Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. The last girlfriend really fucking. Who's Bobby? I didn't snipe Bobby. Did Cooch Caboose ever come home? She calls me every now and then, but I hate people when I call them back. They don't call me back for 4 days. I ain't 15, kid. You called me. You dumb bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I could be a stay-at-home husband. Oh, Bobby Naked. Well, that was different. That was just for laughs. That was just like the comedy festival. It was just for laughs. So, yoga, grocery store, car wash, dog park. Yeah, I mean, I'm just done. I'm not saying I'm done forever, but like, I'm done auditioning for these hoe bags. That's all dating is now. It's an audition. It's literally a job interview, and they decide to pick if someone else is better. Well, go find them first. And when you find out they're not better, you can call me back. Sounds like Ashley Cummings' daily routine. Yeah, I mean, no, thank you. Someone's like, hey, I know her. Do you want me to set you up with her? No, I don't, to be honest with you. Thank you for the endorsement. I'd rather beat off and play NCAA college football 2026. I don't have time in my life for these twats. I mean, listen, no yoga teacher is unhealthy looking. I mean, I think that, I don't know. I mean, she's not, I mean, like I said, I don't have a type. She doesn't do it for me, but I'm sure I don't do it for her. So I don't mean that in a rude or an aggressive way. I just, like I like a Sydney Sweeney type, huge tits, uh, great body, kind of an awkward looking face. But I find Sydney Sweeney very attractive. Um, so yeah, not really SC, not to me anyway. Because let's say I started dating Ashley Cummings, what does Whitney being her sister do for me? Nothing. Because I don't think her and Whitney talk. So even if I was just being phony and said, well, I want to date her so I can get to Whitney, you're not going to get to Whitney through dating Ashley because they don't talk. Was there a football game on tonight? Although I will say a comic, or not a comic, a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend of a fellow comic was very flirty with me. And this comic's big. Like they've been on Netflix many times. So I found that interesting. Um, Hello. I mean, listen, I've had a rough run with women the last probably 10 years, but I'll be back. I just, I've had enough sex the last 12 lifetimes. Uh, but I like average looking girls. Like, like, I mean, I see what you're saying, William. I mean, I look at her and like, she's not like a classic runway model, but I mean, if you look at, my last few girlfriends, and you guys know them all. I mean, I would say Whitney Rice, who I dated, looked like Julia Roberts. I mean, I'm sorry, Bolivia. She, kind of had that Amy Schumer, like a punk rock Amy Schumer vibe, I guess you'd say. And, Chandler was kind of like to me anyway, a long haired Miley Cyrus. So I don't, Whitney's too crazy. Like I know her, man, and Whitney is a lot. I'm going to use a hockey reference here that will probably lose most of you, but PK Subban was a great hockey defenseman, but he got traded a lot because it was said he'd take up all the oxygen in the room. And what that means is that, there's room for nobody else to talk because PK's talking for everybody. That's kind of like how Whitney is, and I would not do well with that. But I love the way Sydney Sweeney looks. I mean, that is like, once again, not my type, but like, what a body, man. I mean, it got a nice ass. great rack. And I don't know. I like her face. I mean, that one casting director who said she couldn't act and is ugly is probably ugly herself. I'd love to see what that twat looked like. That's you're probably going to call the stream. We've had a good stream tonight. I mean, a rare over 2 hour stream for Daddy. And yeah, I mean, I think Whitney Rice is a much prettier, younger Julia Roberts. Liam Neeson is dating Pamela Anderson. Yeah, good for them. I mean, he probably has a big dick. I mean, he got into my face one night at a bar because he was drunk and he just, for whatever reason, kind of like got in my face. He's a big dude. And good for Pamela Anderson. I mean, anyone after Tommy Lee is going to be small, but, Liam's probably big enough to get the job done. And he's pretty funny, I got to see this in theaters, though. That's about it, guys. This stream was for you guys. No, he was so drunk. He just got into my face. But for an older woman, she looks pretty good, I think. Does she look like she did on Baywatch? Yeah, probably not. But I find her to be an attractive older woman. I mean, the sun damage definitely is showing. I mean, the sun will get to you. If you tan like she did, it's going to get to you. They say Father Time is undefeated. So is Mother Time. Janice Dickinson says Liam Neeson's dong put her in the hospital. I mean, he does look like some guys look like they have a big dick. He's one of them. I wouldn't even go for her now. I mean, I don't mind cougars. I fucked a few cougars in my time. Yes, thank you, Just Jenna, for your super chat. Very much appreciated. And this has been Earl Skakel in the Earlverse. I do appreciate you guys putting up with the technical difficulties we had in the beginning of the stream. But because we stuck with it, this has been one of the better streams. So, Earl Skakel, over and out.